I am fucking sick of romantic movies and romantic comedies. It's the same thing every time. Can't we fucking see that? And yet everyone falls for it. Everyone always does that. Oh, this movie's gonna be different. Look, this one takes place in by a lake, and this one takes place in Vegas. And especially romantic comedies, at least they have some kind of depth to them. I'm looking at you, what happens in Vegas, and I'm also looking at you, music and lyrics. Those are the only two that have stood out to me, and that's because they were produced by What Happens in Vegas was an Ashton Kutcher and Cameron Diaz movie with the bald dude from Hot Tub Time Machine, and everything he's in is like fucking beyond toilet humor. So that explains why I enjoyed that. But music and lyrics was just clever and original, and everything else is just, every single romantic movie follows the same tropes. Two people meet, fall in love, then you get mad at each other, and then they make up in the end and live happily ever after. Now, according to my mother, who is a... Oh, almost threw up there. Who is a die-hard fan of romantic movies and romantic comedies. Yes, she collects the little romantic books. Could never get into those. Absolute smut. Anyways... According to my mother, who is a diehard fan of this genre of film, she has come across those movies where the man and the woman don't end up in the end, where it actually ends sadly. And it actually got me thinking about Chasing Amy. For those of you who don't know, Chasing Amy is a film by local New Jersey, not resident, but New Jerseyan director Kevin Smith, whom I would absolutely kill to meet. Funny as hell, love his films. But yeah, Chasing Amy, I had brought to mind, in which the man and the woman don't end up in the end, which is, it's a good change. Leave it to fucking Kevin Smith to actually put a twist on that little stupid love story trope. Which, like I said, the only three, and I may increase the number a bit in this video, the only three romantic comedies that I could stand are Music and Lyrics, What Happens in Vegas, and Chasing Amy. See, before it was just Music and Lyrics and Vegas. Now it's, chalk Chasing Amy up on the list. Why am I so gassy today? Anyways, it was the pork chops. I had some pork chops and onions before. Damn good. Back to the subject. But yes, entirely tired of this trope. Entirely tired of every single romantic movie coming out and everyone's like, oh, it's different. This one takes place on a farm. This one takes place on a boardwalk. I don't give a shit. It's the same movie with the same plot being recycled over and over again. The only thing that changes are the faces, the names, and locations. That's it. Other than that, it's the exact same thing. And pretty much, they have to pair romantic movies up with romantic comedies, or at least put some kind of comedy into it, because just romance is... Unless you're like super fucking thirsty, and you're just watching like just a romance movie with maybe some sex scenes thrown into there, and maybe just a smidge of comedy, but other than that, romantic comedies nowadays I seem to always be thrown alongside comedy. Romance is always thrown alongside comedy, because I don't know, is it weak if it just stands alone just as a romance? Is no one gonna go and see it? And I had wondered this, and I always looked at the weakness of romantic movies, and one of the many genres, I mean, as I've said before, I'm not a big fan of most genres in general. Like I said, I stick to the two extremes. Comedy over there and horror over here. In between is everything else. Romance, foreign films, which are about God knows what, depending where you get them. I'm looking at you, Japan. Action, romance, whatever. And I see some people agreeing with me on that. They're sticking to either comedy or horror. That seems to be the two extremes. Everything else in between is just kind of when you got nothing to do, when you're bored. And speaking of action movies, have you guys ever seen Lethal Weapon? Yeah, they're making a TV show about that now. So probably going to piss blood over that in a few minutes. Yeah, that was, I think that was really it. That's just, I wanted to get that out of my system. I'm just so sick of romance movies or romantic comedies because now it's just, I feel we've moved on from then. I mean, let's keep making them. I guess go ahead. People need love stuff and lovey-dovey comedy, try hard, thirsty bullshit. But I don't know. You're probably never ever gonna catch me watching one, except of course for Chasing Amy, music and lyrics, and What Happens in Vegas, yada yada yada, and maybe The Lake House. Maybe was it Lake House or was it The Notebook? No, it was The Notebook. I actually like The Notebook. Shut up. Yeah, The Notebook was pretty good, and I don't like Jordan Sparks or Jason Sparks or whatever the hell that farm guy's name is. He apparently some writer who shits out like romantic novels like on a monthly basis. I never read any of his stuff. Just not a romantic book person, not a romantic anything person. I mean, I think I have the capability to be romantic, but just reading about it is just absolutely puts a bad taste in my mouth. On that note, I'm probably going to end this video very bitter, very sour, and having most of you believing that I absolutely despise the aspects of romance and love. Which I don't. I'm just sick of seeing it in entertainment. Also looking at you, every single fucking anime who milks the shit out of character relationships. Just for, I don't know if that's fan service, I don't know what fucking fan service or yaoi or chuki or kawaii or whatever the fuck all these terms and shit are, but really sick of seeing that shit milked in entertainment, and it's just it takes away, for me it's taken away from the experience of the story when it's an anime. Like I know this one guy who's constantly going on about I was watching Pokemon the other day, and there's this girl who's like a Cinnabon, and she's so adorable, and when Ash was being an asshole, to get him to stop, she threw snowballs at him, and it was just so adorable, and I think they have a thing for one another, and okay, yeah, alright, I get it. Not interested, don't give a shit. And out of that whole thing that you're wondering about Pokemon, with the whole, maybe Ash will finally get a girlfriend, and then all of our 90s wishes with him and Misty will come true with this girl. No, they're gonna milk that shit because all the thirsty anime fucks that end up liking that, and I'm saying thirsty anime fucks for the very small percentage, because I like anime too. I'm speaking towards the very small percentage who absolutely die and dick throb over the thought of their favorite anime characters finally getting together in a relationship. They're cartoon characters. Fucking relax. They're just doing that to fucking get you to keep coming back and to keep wishing that this relationship between this boy and this girl will flourish. And then maybe they'll throw in some gay characters in another anime, get everyone on board with that, and suddenly it becomes just a giant clusterfuck of, hey, you want to see this? Here, we'll keep these themes going so that you keep coming back. No matter how shitty our story gets, no matter how many ideas we run out of, at least we can always milk these two characters possibly getting together someday, and we know you'll keep coming back. So yeah, a rather hate-filled video today, isn't it? Seeing as how it's going on 10 minutes, I'm probably going to end it around here, and I hope you take something away from this. Doesn't matter if you don't either. I don't care. I'll see y'all next time. I gotta go fucking punch a wall. Adios.